Hi, I'm Rick at Woodturning, and today's video is well, for today's project, I got this huge piece of mulberry. This is another cutoff from the outside of a log that I've been using. This is the last piece of that log, and it's really, really big, so I'm gonna have to make that smaller. I could take it over the bandsaw, yeah, or I could just do this. Wow, that worked really good. Well, I guess Spider-Man was right. With great power comes great screw-ups. As you just saw, I cut off some of the large chunk that was up here. Of course, it's very narrow down here. I'm not sure if I can actually get a bowl out of this, maybe a platter. And so now let me see, this is a 10-inch disc here. This is an 11-inch disc here. I want to cut off as much of this as I can. And actually, yeah, it just might work right there. Probably come out less than 11 inches, I'm sure. So now I'm just gonna hold this template right in place, put it on the bandsaw and cut it round. There we are. Now back to the bandsaw. All right, let's get this off of here. Okay, I can make a lopsided bowl. No, I'm gonna go for a standard bowl. So I came up with looks like about 2 inches right there. Okay, this is my 11-inch template. Get it right about in the center here. And mark that. That looks pretty good. And I'm gonna drill a 3/8 inch hole here. And I want it perpendicular to this surface, so I'm gonna use this little thing, which you can make one of these pretty easy, but I saw this at Rockler and bought it. So, now we're ready for the lathe. Well, I've got this is my Oneway Stronghold with 100mm jaws on it. And this is my woodworm screw. This, of course, is the blank. I'm gonna put it right in here. .450 RPM, 7/8 or 5/8 inch bowl gouge.
going to leave that right there. I'm not going to turn that away. Make the bowl too small. This is going to be a feature, not a bug. Going to be using this. This is a record SC4 with 75 millimeter jaws. That's an inside dimension. And the outside dimension is what I'm interested in here. And that is 80. Looks like about 82 millimeters from this point to this point. So I'm going to set my calipers to half of that, which would be 41. Yep, that's going to work just right. I'm going to go real deep. I'm going to cut the edge in first.
Now I'm going to reverse this and cut in the inside. This is a record SC4 chuck that I'll be using to expand into the recess of the bowl. And I'm just going to screw this on here. So I'm a little over 1,000 RPM, about 1,063. And I'm going to be using my 5/8 inch bowl gouge here. So the first thing I'm going to do is flatten off the surface here. So the first part of my depth checking jig right there, and then the other part right here. Bring it in. This tip aligns with this edge. I've got about 1/2 inch left down there. And let me take a look there. That is right on 1/2 inch. I think I'm going to leave it there.
that is really, really good. A little rough down in there, but I think that's the best I'm going to get. Now I'm going to shear scrape this face too. All right, time for sanding.
Using a right angle drill for this. Got pretty cheap off of Amazon. I think it's about $40. And this is a piece of oversized, slightly oversized 3-inch sanding disc on a 3-inch holder. And the overlap makes it a little easier to use. Makes it a little better to get into certain areas with that. I got that from, I think it was Woodturning Wonders is where I bought that. Well, I'm not sure. Now, I've got a little bit of something there, mold or something. I'm going to take that off real quick. That's going to be my part natural edge of the bowl. Okay. All right, I've got my really big faceplate right here. What I'm really going to do is just get rid of that lip right there. All right, off of the lathe completely. Finished up the bottom there and sanded it. Now what I want to do, I'm going to spray on a very light coat of sanding sealer. This is a spray shellac. Yeah, spray shellac, but it'll do for sanding sealer. Like I say, just a real light coat here. This is not going to be the final coat at all. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this over, and I am going to be doing gilding on the inside. And it's been a little while. Okay, it's dry enough to touch. Let's reposition those. Make sure I've got it on a good safe part. That's good. And now, just a light spray on here. Man, that cap comes off easy. Don't want too much on there. So, after this sets, I will begin the gilding work right in there. I'm ready to gild. Speaking of gilding, bad bow, bad, you've been bad. Now that's guilt. Most bows don't show guilt, but hey, you gotta work on it. Okay, got my gilding sizing here, they call this adhesive sizing. And it's gonna go right in the middle of the bowl, right there. Now, I had sprayed this yesterday with sanding sealer. I've sanded it down a little bit to smooth off the rough part, and now I'm going to coat the center here with sizing. And then it has to wait, well, as much as 30 minutes before I can actually put on the foil or the gilding material. All right, back in 30 minutes. It's been plenty of time. So I'm going to be using copper foil on this. Get a piece up here. Just one piece, please. Just like this. All right, I'm going to put one more coat of this on. I got most of it covered, but not all of it. So, another coat of sizing. We'll let that sit for 30 minutes. And try and cover everything again. And now for another layer of foil here. All right, I've got pretty even coverage in there. And getting close to being done here. This is the last coat. Put 3 coats of spray on the bottom. This is the 4th coat of spray on the top, I think. This is Minwax polyacrylic. Last coat here, and this sucker will be done. And that needs to dry at least 30 minutes before I do anything else with it.